Hey guys, what's up? Andrew here, obviously, and I'm back with another collection update video. It was Record Store Day Part 3, about a week ago. I don't know what they're doing next year for Record Store Day, to be honest with you. I think as we're returning to normalcy, I think we're just going back to Record Store Day in April. So while the days of these multi-part Record Store days are over, whatever, I don't care. I said on my Instagram story that this most recent record haul might have been my best ever, and I still stand by that. I really lucked out getting these great original presses for real cheap. So yeah, let's just get started. All right, first album here. I feel like most people who follow my Instagram account and are subscribed to this channel, they don't really particularly care for this artist. I see more people whenever I talk about how he's one of my favorites. Everyone usually just like, he sounds like shit. Whatever. I really love his music. I only have 2 albums of his, now 3, and I'm going to be collecting more and more as the days progress. Bob Dylan, Desire. 1976, this is the album that he released right after Blow on the Tracks. And if you know anything about Blow on the Tracks, you know that that was like a really kind of, there's not as much glare. It was a really depressing album, melancholic folk album from 1975. This one, released 1 year afterwards, is a lot warmer. I find the instrumentation and the violin arrangements on some of the songs almost has like a Middle Eastern flair to it. So I really love this album. It's definitely one of my favorite Bob Dylan albums. Original 1976 press. Let me show off. The record store I got it from kind of packaged it like this to protect the record, so it's a little weird, but whatever. Obviously just black vinyl, but there's the kind of orange center label. Yeah, this is definitely one of my favorite Bob Dylan albums, probably like number 5. And then it comes with the original insert, lyric sheet. Super thick, actually. Much thicker than most lyric sheets I find, or record inserts. So what do we got on here? First song, Hurricane. This like 6-7 minute long, it doesn't say on the back, it's like 6-7 minutes long. It's this really kind of forward moving song about, he tells a story about Reuben Carter, this middleweight boxer who was falsely accused and imprisoned for murder. Probably his most political song that he had done in like over a decade by that point. Super awesome song. His vocals he's going up there in the high notes, and really cool song. Other songs, ISIS, Mozambique, I don't know. Sarah, the closer, is really good as well. Probably my favorite song on the album is One More Cup of Coffee. I think that's one of the most underrated Bob Dylan songs ever. Just absolutely gorgeous. I just wish it was longer. Its vocals, the violins, the female vocals in the chorus, it's just incredible. Side 2 opens up with Joey, which is one of the more controversial songs on the album. It's one of his like 10+ minute songs, and the issue with this that a lot of people take with it is that it's just boring. I really like the subject matter, the lyrics. I think the chorus could have been a little better. I think that's what kind of drives it down, because when you look at the 10+ minutes on other albums, you know, Desolation Row off of Highway 61, Sad-Eyed Lady of the Lowlands off Blonde on Blonde, there are these 10-11 minute long songs, and it's just verse chorus over and over and over again. With Joey, I don't think that the chorus is really strong enough to carry the song, but it's alright. It's an okay song. It doesn't really ruin the album for me. I still love it. can't wait to get some of these other Bob Dylan albums on vinyl. Again, I only have 3, but geez, there's so many albums from his discography that I just absolutely adore. And when I saw this at the record store, I found this within like 2 minutes of being at the record store I was at. Like didn't even have to look long. I saw the Dylan section and I was like, oh, let's see if they have anything. And then I saw that they have Desire and I was like, oh, well, definitely getting that because this album is amazing. I love it. If you want to get into Dylan, don't start with this, but I've already talked about that in the past. So, Desire by Bob Dylan, great album. Next up, really, really happy I found this. Original 1972 press. I see that some of the other original presses for this album go for quite a good bit of money, so I'm really happy to find this at a cheap price. Black Sabbath, Volume 4. I'm really happy to have this. This isn't the UK press, this is just the original Warner Brothers press from 1972 on the green label. A lot of people say that the best press for these early Sabbath albums are the UK Vertigo presses, and I've never heard those, but I've heard that the sound quality is great. It's just that the prices are really, really bad. New York sheet. So I found this. It was pretty cheap. Sounds wonderful. I was originally going to get the 10-year war box set, but this was pretty much just as expensive as a Rhino reissue, so I was like, this is cooler to have. I'm going to show off the cover, and then I want to show off the gatefold because the gatefold is really awesome. You have these amazing pictures of Ozzy and Geezer, and then it's like a page. So you flip the page, and then you get really cool picture of a live show, and then you flip the page again, and you get obviously Tony and Geezer, and all of the songs and the credits and stuff. I think that's a really cool format for an album. I wish more bands kind of did that. I know that Uriah Heep did it on one of those early 70s albums. I know they did that. Maybe on the live album they did the same thing. But like I said, I don't see enough bands doing that. I just think it's a really cool looking format. I don't know. I might have another record in my collection that does that, but whatever. Anyways, Volume 4, this album rules. You all should know this. I've been really harsh on the Ozzy Black Sabbath material in the past. I completely understand and recognize that. I feel like if I go through a quarter life crisis, I'm probably going to. This Black Sabbath stuff from the early 70s is going to click, and it's going to click hard. I mean, my God, Wheels of Confusion, Tomorrow's Dream, the fucking riffs in Tomorrow's Dream, holy shit. Changes, beautiful, beautiful piano ballad. FX, kind of this weird, kind of cool experimentation they did. Supernaut, my God, Supernaut. Probably my favorite song off this album. It's one of the faster songs. And there's this amazing video on YouTube. I really recommend you check this out. There's this tribute video, fan-made tribute video to Bruiser Brody, this wrestler from the 80s. He was huge, just physically and financially. He was a big star. Big guy, barbarian-looking guy. You know, he had the beard, the hair, the fur boots, and everything. He would just run into these Japanese crowds and literally like tear people apart and throw their body parts like some fucking Broly shit or whatever. There's a tribute video on YouTube by IQ Wrestler, I believe the account is. They play Supernaut in the background, and it's incredible. Every time I hear Supernaut, I think of that Brody video. And I highly recommend you look up that video because it's awesome. Anyways, Snowblind, fucking awesome. Cornucopia, Laguna Sunrise, St. Vitus Dance, Under the Sun, probably one of the most evil sounding songs from this era of Sabbath. Just fantastic stuff. I love this album. I feel like I've been way too harsh on this era of Sabbath. I know I'm a Dio guy, I'm a Hughes guy, I'm a Martin guy. That's gotten me a lot of shit in the past, but whatever. I still love this stuff. So sounds great if you want to I don't know, if you want original presses of Sabbath albums and you don't want to pay a lot of money for the UK presses. I think the Green Label Warner Brothers press, or at least the Green Label press for this album, sounds great, and it was a fraction of the price. So yeah, Volume 4, you all should know that album though. Alright, last album. I was super happy to find this. I mean, what else could top an original Bob Dylan press, an original Black Sabbath press? Yes, Fragile, 1971 press. I absolutely adore this album. I really wanted to get Close to the Edge. It's my favorite Yes album. That's what I went to the record store. I was really hoping that they would have it. They had Relayer, which I already have. They had Tails, which I already have. They had Tomato, which I'm good. They had 90125 or whatever the fuck that the 83 album is. I'm good. They might have had something else. I don't remember. But anyways, they had Fragile, and I was like, yeah, it's Fragile. I'm going to get it. I absolutely adore this artwork. I think it looks absolutely gorgeous. And gatefold, nothing crazy, but I like the contrast between the really deep, bright blues and oranges, deep blues and purples, and then orange, brown, copper-ish color. This is the Yes album to start with. Don't do what I did. I started with Tails. Thankfully, I enjoyed Tails. Just a classic Atlantic record label, or record center. I don't know. I'm losing my mind. Yeah, what was I saying? I don't remember. Yeah, don't start with Tails. Definitely start with this. It starts off with the big, huge song that I feel like in modern times, this is the most popular Yes song of all time, not Owner of a Lonely Heart. Because Owner of a Lonely Heart, you'll hear it in like commercials sometimes, and you'll definitely hear it on classic rock radio. But younger people really don't listen to classic rock radio anymore. And if they're going to know any Yes song, it's going to be Roundabout because of the meme. I don't get it. It's some fucking degenerate anime bullshit, Jackie or JoJo Wacky World, or I don't know. Apparently the creator of that show really likes old music, and he put Roundabout in the show, and now everyone's Roundabout. But you know what? It's cool that there's a lot of young people finding out about Yes, because they're awesome. Roundabout, it's overplayed, but I still love it. What's really cool about this album is that there's an album, the album format is it's an album format that I don't really see done very often, where you'll have your big meaty songs that are kind of long and whatever, and then in between those you'll have kind of these tiny instrumentals. I don't see that done very often. I know Candlemass kind of did it on Nightfall, and I absolutely love Nightfall. Testimony of the Ancients by Pestilence also did it, but I feel like they didn't do it very well because half the songs are just bullshit, like 20-second instrumentals of just like noise. It's like that one song off that album, Impure, where it's just like 20 seconds of like women just like orgasming, and it's like, I mean, whenever I walk outside, that's all I hear when women see this Adonis in front of them. That's all I hear. I don't need to hear that on an album. You feel me? So whatever. Anyways, I think it works out really well on this album, and they give kind of each band member their own little instrumental to do. So you got Roundabout to start off the album, Cans and Brams, which is the Rick Wakeman keyboardist piece, just really cool sounding song. We Have Heaven, gorgeous vocal melody. Obviously, it's a John Anderson piece, and the vocal melody from We Have Heaven is repeated at the end of the last song on the album, Heart of the Sunrise. Then side A ends with South Side of the Sky, which is just fantastic song. 5% for Nothing is the Bill Bruford piece. Really instrumental. Obviously, it's instrumental. Really technical and proggy, kind of hinting towards what they would do on albums like Relayer. Long Distance Runaround might be my favorite song on the album now. I just think that guitar riff, and the keyboards going along with it. I just think it's gorgeous. You know, you got this really kind of comfy, cozy, happy sounding melody, and then Chris Squire comes in like doo-doo-doo, and he just completely just makes the track insane. But that's great. Speaking of Chris Squire, The Fish, the next instrumental, obviously that's Squire going crazy on the bass. Mood for a Day, Steve Howe's kind of guitar intro, and then obviously last song, Heart of the Sunrise, which is just fucking insane. Absolutely spectacular album. One of my favorites from Yes, tied for second place with Relayer. Close to the Edge is still number one though. I can't wait to get that on vinyl because I'm just going to spin that so much. So yeah, you want to get into Yes, you want to get into progressive rock, and you already like, you know, classic rock, and you just want to get into something a little more proggy. You know, I would say Dark Side of Moon and this album are the two albums to start with if you want to get into classic prog. So yeah, Fragile by Yes, amazing album. All three albums were amazing. I got all three for under $50, which, considering that they're all original presses, I'm really happy about, especially that Sabbath one. I thought that was a steal. Anyways, thanks for watching. I don't know when the next collection update video is going to happen, but stay tuned for it.